Let's talk about this season premiere of Love After Lockup with Damond, Goddess, and Bonita. So it starts off with Goddess, and she's with her mother, and they go to ride some horses together. And while Goddess is with her mother, she suddenly gets a call from Damond, and Damond was like, "Hey babe, I'm about to get out Monday," and she's over the moon over it. She's so excited, and she was telling producers, "Yeah, Damond is like my other half. He's like the male version of me." And then in the next confessional, we see Bonita literally say the same thing about Damond. She's like, "Yeah, he's literally the male version of me." So I can't help but think if he's the one convincing these women of this, like, "Hey, yeah, you're literally the male version of me." So now they're sitting here saying this to the producer and sounding like the same exact person. You know, his ass is probably giving them the same nicknames, using the same pickup lines with them. But it's working with Goddess. She's eating it all up, and so is Bonita. So Goddess is looking forward to Monday, and then we catch up with Bonita. And Bonita, I was like, what the hell is this girl doing? She's sitting there making these pancakes, and I guess she has, like, this girl is like a jack of all trades. She's got her lemonade or, juice business she had last season where she squeezes juices or whatever, and this season she has a pancake business where she has like this mold or whatever, like this pancake grill that makes penis shaped pancakes. I've never heard of that before, and it's not just penis shaped pancakes. They got this white filling and everything. But she said she sells these for like bridesmaids parties and birthday parties and stuff like that. I've never even heard of this before. Have you guys ever bought penis-shaped pancakes before with white filling? This is new to me. And at first it didn't even look like it was what it was supposed to be until they started showing the close-ups of it. But apparently this is her new business endeavor, and I think this is something she probably just decided to do, and she's like, "Hey, let me make sure I promote this to get some customers, so I got the cameras here." And then while she's making her little penis pancakes, she gets a phone call from Damond. And Damond was like, "Hey baby, I'm going to be out Tuesday." So he has made a plan that he is actually going to be getting out Monday. And I guess Goddess is his lady number one because she's going to be picking him up on Monday. And then he's going to go hang out with Goddess for a day. Goddess probably thinks she's about to be with him all week going to Pound Town. But she doesn't know she's only going to be with him for less than 24 hours before he's going to find a way to sneak off and then go back to the prison, put on his jail clothes, well, his fresh out of jail clothes again, and then he's gonna act like he's getting re-released on Tuesday to Bonita. So he tells Bonita this. Bonita's all excited. She's like, "Oh my god, I can't wait to see you." And he's like, "Yes, I'll see you Tuesday, babe." But then he slipped up and he's like, "Okay, babe, I'll see you Monday." And she's like, "Wait a minute, is it Monday or is it Tuesday? Because you just told me Tuesday." And he sat there and he was all confused for a minute. He's like, I'm shocked she didn't catch him in a lie right then and there with how long it was taking him to process that answer. He's like, oh, I meant Tuesday. He's trying to catch up with his lies. And I feel like this is probably going to be a reoccurring problem with Damond once he gets out. He's going to have a hard time keeping up with his lies. He's going to get things mixed up and say things to Goddess that he means to say to Bonita. And I think he's going to have a hard time sitting here juggling the both of them. I can't remember. Do they both live in the same town? I don't know. I just feel like they're eventually going to run into each other. And there was a live where Goddess was with Damond and she was freaking out, kicking his ass out because he was supposed to spend the night with her and suddenly he wanted to leave. And it's like, okay, why do you suddenly want to leave? Either she's acting crazy and you don't want to be around that. But I was thinking likely it's because you want to go see Bonita or one of your other side girls. And just like Bonita's thinking she's about to be going to Pound Town all week long with Damond. But he's probably only going to stay there with her for a day before he's going to want to run back to Goddess or one of his other girls. And I'm sure there's multiple other women in the picture. And he's still convinced that he's going to get out, try to juggle them on the side. But he thinks at some point he's going to be able to bring them together and have this poly relationship. And I just don't think it's going to happen because it would have been one thing if you would have let them know from the jump, like, hey, we're going to be together. This is what it is. But the fact that you've been doing this behind their backs for so long, Damond is like clearly delusional, because he's like, yeah, I've always just wanted this big happy family. I want to have like 10 kids, so I just want to bring them together under one happy household. I don't see that happening, especially with the two women he picked, especially Bonita. I would be scared of Bonita's ass. I feel like she's gonna like throw his ass through a freaking wall or something once she finds out the real truth. I'm scared of Bonita just watching her on my TV. I couldn't imagine dealing with her face to face when she finds out what Damond's doing. And Damond's not a very good liar at all. He's sitting there telling Goddess, oh, I gotta get away. They show in a clip, and then Goddess was freaking out, I guess, once he gets released. They showed in one of the teasers. She's like, you were gone for a whole 7 hours. Where were you? Well, you better get used to it, because he's gonna start disappearing for whole days, for whole weeks probably, with Bonita. And you know, now that I think about it, it's kind of scandalous that he's getting out and going to Goddess first when he has children with Bonita. He probably thinks it's going to be harder to get away from Bonita, so that's why he's choosing Goddess first. But come on, like, more than anything, you should be more excited to see your kids than these two women. But it seems like he's more focused on getting it in first. But I'd be like, there'd be nothing that you could put between me and my kids as soon as I'm getting out. I would want them out there waiting for me first day out, not the second. Like, I'm not gonna lie, because we don't see his kids that much on the show. I forget at times that he has kids with Bonita, but that's just still crazy that he has a whole family with kids and he's gonna be dipping out on them to play house with a whole nother family. And I don't know if he really wants 10 kids like he was claiming. I'm sure he wants a big family, but if that was the case, then why wouldn't you try to get them pregnant as soon as you got out? Because last I've seen Bonita or Goddess, neither one of them are pregnant. So I just kind of feel like he wants that family aspect of bringing them together, but I don't think he wants babies anytime soon, because he wants to live as a free man as long as possible. I just can't wait to see his ass get out and see what his reaction is once he finds out that Bonita sold most of his stuff. And I can't wait to see these ladies' reactions once they find out that Damond's been lying to them the whole time. And I want to see what they have to say when he brings up the poly relationship and living under one happy household. But let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments below. And thank you guys so much for watching.